good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to the Cougar Den, affectionately named by the late, great Hall of Fame coach John Giesler. My dear friend, I am Coach Tony Worley, broadcasting from the Allen Stout broadcast booth. Allen, former alumni Illini Central, passed away from brain cancer a couple years ago. One of my dear friends, someone who helped get the Illini Central Sports Network going. So I'm coming to you from his broadcast booth. I'm looking forward to bringing this game to you today between the Illini Central Greenview Lady Cougars and the South Fulton Lady Rebels. So let's see. I got my camera there. Some of you, if you're, well, actually there's like two people watching. So if you're from Illini Central, you know who I am. If you're from home, and I consider home to be Table Grove, where I grew up. So I'm going to bring the game to you today by myself. I will be doing the camera. I will be doing the play-by-play. I will be running the computer. So I'm going to mess something up. So just bear with me. Fun game today in this way. A lot of familiar faces for me in the gym. Like I said, I coached for South Fulton at home when South Fulton got started with basketball. So that's a lot of years ago. So I actually have former players in the building and their kids playing today. So this is a interesting, fun one for me. So I'm going to go through my Illini Central keys to the game, what we need to do to try to pick up a victory today. We need to be aggressive, we need to anticipate, and we need to attack. Sometimes when you get to this time of year, you're worried about the season being over, and instead of just playing and doing your thing, you play timid and worried about making a mistake. You can't do that. Number two, rebounds win games. There's no two ways around it. If you want to win a basketball game, especially this time of year, you got to rebound. Rebounding killed us the other night against Williamsville on senior night, Thursday night. It could be the kind of thing that kills us again today. And then number three, this might sound silly, but I've coached for 30 years, been around a lot of basketball. I can tell you right now, if you don't have fun and you don't play with a little bit of joy, you're not going to have a good time and you're not going to be successful. So those are the keys, I think, for us to pick up a victory today. I'm looking forward to bringing this game to you, getting ready to go with the national anthem. And after that, I'll be back. I'll set the starting lineups and we'll be ready to go. So great to have you with me today. So let's meet the starters for South Fulton. Number 1 is Hannah Horwittle. Number 10 is Emma Gorsuch. Number 11 is Catherine Miller. Number 14 is Presley Parker. And number 23 is Dixie Chenoweth. As I mentioned, I coached Miss Horwittle's dad. I coached Miss Gorsuch's dad. I went to school with Presley's grandma, and I coached Dixie's dad. So a lot of familiar faces and familiar people, as I said. Our starters today are back to normal as we've got Elena Snyder back healthy. hopefully healthy. Number 10 is Taylor Kynes, number 13. Megan Hughes is number 22. Addie Wilcoxon's number 11. Number 30 is Olivia Morrow. And like I said, Elena's back with us today. She's number 10. So let's get ready for some basketball. Again, as I mentioned, for those of you that are watching at home, now we're up to 10 of you. I'm doing it all, so it'll take a minute maybe to get names or remember who's who, but I'll do my best and running the camera and all that good stuff. So bear with me a little bit, but I will do the best I can. So Illini Central comes into the season, or comes into this game with a record of 15-15, and South Fulton comes into the game today with a record of 3-24 if you trust Max Preps. So South Fulton gets the tip. They look to skip it against the 1-2-2 that Illini Central likes to play. That is a drive and miss. Rebound down to Gorsuch. She tries to kick it out. Taylor gets a hand on it. Taylor Kynes going to go the other direction. She pulls it back. South Fulton does their usual. They play man-to-man all the time. They are going to face guard Megan Hughes. If you don't know who Megan Hughes is, if you're watching from South Fulton, Megan Hughes is, because of this season, she is the all-time three-point shooter in the history of Illini Central. Meg broke 2 records in the same game. She's hit more threes than any girl at Illini Central, and she's hit more in a season. So Coach Coleman, he's not going to let her get many open looks. They're going to pick up full court here is South Fulton. Looks like a 1-2-2. Illini Central taking their time. They've got to attack it once they break it. Kick to Megan. Megan's going to pass on the first opportunity, then shoot and miss. Taylor gets it. She's going to dribble back out and get ready to run offense. There's Elena Snyder, who, like I said, we missed the other day because of an illness. And it really hurt us because of her ability to shoot the 3 and score as well. She's been playing really well for us as of late. Megan Hughes almost gets a steal, but it gets knocked out of bounds, and it will be South Fulton basketball over on the far side. And bounding it is number 3. That's Taylor gets another steal. She'll go the other direction. Number 23, that's Dixie Chenoweth, tries to reach in and knock that away. And they're going to call it, obviously, on the floor. And Illini Central will take the ball out underneath their own basket. So Coach Coleman knows that there's a really good chance it's coming into Meg. And number 11 does a really good job. Number 11 is Catherine Miller, does a really good job of denying that. And she tips it. It goes off of Megan, and it'll be South Fulton basketball. So Illini Central will get back into their three-quarter court 1-2-2, which is a little bit like what South Fulton does. They're going to bounce past there. Number 10 is Miller. She goes up. It's off. Rebound off of Illini Central as Parker fought for it. And South Fulton running out of bounds play underneath their own basket. Inside to Parker. She kicks it out to Horwittle, who throws it up top to Chenoweth. Gorsuch with it up top, being hounded by Hughes and Kine. Gets it off to number 11. Number 11 is Miller. That's in Chenoweth's hands. She throws it back to Miller, over to Horwittle, skips it back over to Chenoweth. And back over to Horwittle, tries to throw it in. Olivia Morrow gets a steal, and we'll go the other direction. Elena Snyder with another 3 attempt for her. She's off. Rebound down to Miller, who's going to push it the other direction. Cut off by Snyder. Up top to Chenoweth for 3. Misses. Rebound down by Gorsuch. She gets fouled, and that will be out of bounds in favor of the Lady Rebels. Illini Central spread out a little bit. It looks like a 2-3, but it will morph back into the 1-2-2. Parker fights for position. Taylor goes for another steal, gets it. The ball was trying to get it into Gorsuch. Throw it ahead to Meg Hughes. Meg for 3, and bang, she gets that one. Again, if you're not familiar with the Illini Central Lady Cougars, Megan Hughes is a 3-point sniper. She hits, call over and back there. Megan Hughes, again, like I said, she has had she's just a junior, and she's already, like I said, the leading three-point shooter in the history of Illini Central. Taylor Kine gets it to Meg. Meg penetrates, brings it back out. Elena up top, she cuts. Meg's going to throw it over to Liv. Almost gets stolen. Liv up to Addie Wilcoxon. Addie Wilcoxon's right-handed, but she'd really rather go to her left. Taylor gets in the lane, kicks it out to Elena. Her third three of the day. It's long. Addie tries to rebound. They're kind of letting it play right now, and it will be Illini Central basketball. You just kind of never know when you get into these games how they're going to call it, whether they're going to call it close on in the rebounds or they're going to let them play. I kind of think we've got away with a couple. Elena drives, passes a little low. Taylor brings it up to the top. Elena missed a couple days of school, or missed a day of school. If that's a foul, they're going to call that. So Addie drives, gets herself into the lane. They're going to call that foul on. It's so quiet in here. It's funny. You can hear the scoreboard, the people running the scoreboard, pressing the buttons. They're going to call that a number 10. That's it's Emma Gorsuch. Elena gets subbed out. I think he's going to have to sub her a little bit at a time. She's going to be able to play a little bit at a time. Addie Wilcoxon, good free throw shooter, hits the first. Let's see if she can get the second. And she does. If you've watched many of our broadcasts, I've said all year long, that kid played for me a few years ago. Always been a good free throw shooter. Actually, all these girls have played for me. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Number 4 is checked in for South Fulton. That is Chloe Sutton. Macy Willis had checked in for Elena, if I didn't mention that. Macy Willis broke a bone in her foot earlier in the year. She missed over a month of the season and just now kind of working her way back into it. Megan from way downtown, no good. That ball will go out of bounds. Coach Coleman does a good job with his kids. Known him for quite a while. Since I've been at Illini Central, he's officiated a number of games. They try to throw it into Parker. Addie Wilcoxon does a good job of rotating over. South Fulton kind of running and out of inbounds play, kind of similar to what Coach Burks, our varsity boys coach, likes to run, where multiple people are out away from the actual play and making the defense try to figure out where everybody's going. They inbound it to Gorsuch with it up top. Gives it back to Miller. Miller's got Sutton on her left. She's got Chenoweth, and she's going to pull for 3. That's long. Rebound down, good hustle there by Chenoweth going in. She's going to draw a foul, get it up on the rim. He's going to call it on the floor, though. The official calls it on the floor. It's a foul on Taylor Kine. It's her first. So both teams have 2 fouls on them. So no one in foul trouble yet. Ball's inbounded to Parker. It goes back to Miller. They try to throw it into Parker. She loses it. It's on the floor. Chenoweth picks it up. She goes up and gets fouled, and that's going to be on Addie Wilcoxon, it looks like. And Chenoweth will go to the free throw line with an opportunity to get a 0 off the board for the Lady Rebels. Not too bad of a crowd in here today. South Fulton has a lot more numbers than we do. Sometimes unfortunately our numbers dictate how many people we have here. Nice to see some students down there. We don't usually see that, unfortunately. Illini Central kids should come to more games and don't. So Illini Central, after the miss, made 1 out of 2, did Chenoweth. Illini Central goes back the other direction. Kicks it over to Megan Hughes. Trying to run a little horn set there. Macy Willis gets it blocked by Presley Parker. They're going to go the other direction. That's in the hands of Sutton. Tracked down by Gorsuch as the ball was bouncing loose. It's over to Chenoweth. She thought about a 3-shot fake. She's going to improve her position. Doesn't get it. Parker gets the rebound. She goes up. Miller gets the rebound. I mentioned in my in my pregame keys to the game, rebounding wins games, especially this time of year. And right there's 3 opportunities that South Fulton got because we didn't box out. And again, we play a zone. If you don't know much about basketball, it's harder to rebound out of a zone, but you've got to go after it. It's going to be a travel on Chenoweth, and she knew it. She shook her head and agreed with it. Boy, her dad was a good player for me back in the day. That was a fun 7th grade team. Love those kids. So here's the 1-2-2 again from the Lady Rebels. Wilcoxon to Kine, ahead to Wilcoxon. Just needs to pick it up. Gets it to Taylor Kine. It's actually not over and back because didn't get both feet across. Over and back is when you get both feet across and the ball too. Missed by Macy Willis. Rebound down to Miller. She's got at least 2 of those. Taylor going. Olivia Morrow tries to go straight up, but in that situation, if you don't fall down, you're going to get called for a block every time on that. So the shot is good by Parker, and she's going to go to the free throw line with an opportunity to cut the lead to 1. Lena Snyder checks in. Macy Willis checks out. Parker misses the free throw down to Elena Snyder. One thing about South Fulton, having watched them play earlier in the year, they're not going to let you just get the rebound and run to the other end. They're going to try to get a hand on it if they can. Addie Wilcoxon, free throw line jump shot, no good. Rebound down to number 14, Parker. Going to go the other direction. Megan Hughes almost gets a hand on it, and they're going to call travel before it happens. So Taylor Kine will bring it into the front court with 2 minutes and change to go in the first quarter. Lena Snyder with it. They're still obviously face guarding Megan Hughes. Taylor Kine with it. Going to get into the lane. Kick out to Elena Snyder. Elena for 3. It's long. Good job by Addie Wilcoxon going to rebound, but it comes down into Presley Parker's hands. Head the other direction. Megan Hughes. Olivia Morrow comes over. She gets lucky probably for not getting called for a foul there. Again, because if you're not going to actually take the charge, you're going to get called for that. Taylor Kine with it, off to Addie Wilcoxon, who drives into the lane, kicks out to Elena. Elena's in that position right now where she's got to decide you got to keep shooting if you're open. Taylor banks one in. We'll give her the bang anyway on there, but Coach Worley, as I sit here, if you bank it in and you don't call it, that means you missed it. So should have been a steal. Gorsuch was in the lane. Megan Hughes with it. Jump ball is what they'll call, and it'll be Illini Central basketball. A banked shot that you didn't call, that's a miss in Coach Worley's world. Ella Dutton will check in, as will Ella's number 15. Number 5 came in. That's Madeline Carlock. Over to Taylor Kine in the middle. Good job, Illini Central to break it. Kick it to Meg Hughes. It's off. Couldn't tell if it was short or left. From my angle, I'm watching the left. I'm watching the right side on the computer monitor. I'm watching the left side on the actual court. Megan gets the steal there. We need to move the ball quick. Liv ready to shoot. Kind of stuck in Liv's hands. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter of this regional quarterfinal game between the South Fulton Lady Rebels and our Illini Central Lady Cougars. Taylor Kine misses. Rebound down to Gorsuch. She's going to push the other direction with just under 30 seconds to go. Trying not to foul Illini Central. Illini Central trying not to foul here. There's a kick down low. Tipped away by Olivia Morrow. That pass was being thrown by number 5, Carlock. Checking back into the game is number 3, Hannah Horwittle. So 15 to go. And the pass down to number 4, Chloe Sutton, wasn't terrific, and it put her in a position where she could have a tough time catching it. They're going to do their best to make it so we don't get a shot here, but I think we're going to get one, and it's going to be Megan Hughes, and it's going to be long. Macy Willis grabs the rebound and gets fouled. I wonder if they're going to call it on the floor or on the shot. They're going to call it on the shot. So Macy Willis with an opportunity at the line with under a second to go in the first quarter to extend Illini Central Greenview's lead. She hits the back rim with it, bounces away. There's enough time to tip it back up and in if she misses this one. So South Fulton looking to get the rebound. Illini Central looking to try to tip it in if it doesn't go in, and it doesn't. We tip it out, and that's the end of the first quarter. And we'll be back. I always say we. It's only me. I'll be back in just
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
And I'm back. It will be South Fulton's ball to start the second quarter with Gorsuch out there. Number 5 is Dutton, right? No, Carlock. Yeah, Carlock, sorry. That ball is inside to Hannah Horwittle. They've also got, no Sutton's out there, just not the person that thought it was. That's the second foul on Addie Wilcoxon, so that's of note. Pulled my phone up so I can make sure you can actually hear me at home. Maybe it'd be better if you couldn't. But anyway, that was a foul on Addie Wilcoxon, and that's 2, and that affects Illini Central. We don't go very deep into the bench. That was Chenoweth with it. There's a shot by number 11. 11 is Miller. Got blocked. I thought it got blocked. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody went to rebound it. I didn't see that. I was busy trying to check and make sure I was right on who number 11 was. Taylor Kine with it in the middle of the defense like it should be to Macy Willis, who scores in the lane. So Illini Central has Kine, Hughes, Wilcoxon, Willis, and Snyder on the court. I've already set the stage for the Lady Rebels of who they have. This is Hannah Horwittle, who drives in, misses, gets her own rebound, goes up. Addie Wilcoxon gets the rebound, she falls down, and it's a travel on her. And Illini Central fans didn't think so, but I don't know. What are you going to do? Just play. Just play. Number 4 checks out. That is Sutton, and in comes Parker. It's a 3 off, rebound down to Parker, up, and I'll tell you this, having watched her play, and she is going to rebound, having coached against her too when she was in the middle school, she is going to go rebound. If you don't get a body on her, she is going to go rebound, and she's probably going to get a hand on it. Again, I mentioned, and Parker misses the first off the back of the rim. I mentioned earlier, we play a zone. In a zone, you don't have anybody specific to box out, so you have to find someone, or you just have to go get the darn basketball. And if you don't do that, then someone like Parker, she's going to just dominate in the lane like that. So she hits the second free throw, and it's 10-4 in favor of Illini Central. Wilcoxon with it to Snyder. She gets in the lane. She kicks out to Meg. Meg decides not to shoot the 3. Got to make a better pass to Meg in that situation. I like to call it a shootable pass. If you make a pass to a teammate that they have to adjust or do something different to get the shot off, then you haven't thrown them a good pass. Got a screen there. We tried to get Meg running through and get her open, and we did not set a good screen. There's a shot by Elena Snyder, no good. I said no good, but the ball rolled back in. I thought that was coming off. There's no way I thought that was going in. Sorry, Elena. Did not think that was going to roll in. Let's see. Miller gives it over to Horwittle. Horwittle It's going to be a foul on Elena Snyder. Realized too late trying to get the steal. Miller does a good job of catching it through the contact, and Elena Snyder gets called for the foul. That will be her second. So we have 3 with 2. There's nobody on the floor for South Fulton in foul trouble right now, even though, well, we have 3 team fouls. They have none. Horwittle with it, gives it up to Parker up top. She swings it over to Miller. Hannah Horwittle cuts, kicks out to Chenoweth. Chenoweth for a 3. That's long. Taylor Kine tracks it down. She's going to go the other direction. Does a good job of pulling and dribble back out. She did not have an advantage. Here's where you hope to get Meg open, just because, you know, in transition, it's hard to find who you're guarding. You got to be good at that. You've got to be really focused. We're not doing a very good job going off those screens. Addie goes up, misses. Rebound down to, that's Horwittle. Going to drive right down the lane, miss, try to get her own rebound. Macy Willis hangs on to it. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be a Illini Central ball. Sub for the Lady Rebels, that's Emma Gorsuch, number 10. So she's back in. They are back to starters now, as we are as well. No, we're down. We don't have Olivia in. Macy Willis for 2. And Illini Central goes up 15-4 with just at 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ball's in the hands of Horwittle, gives it to Chenoweth. Chenoweth swings the ball to Miller. Miller drives on the right side, gives it to Parker in the right baseline corner. Taylor Kine goes for it, gets a piece of it. Miller going to inbound it to Gorsuch. Illini Central dropping back, kind of looks like a 3-2, even though it's a 1-2-2. Parker with it. She's going to drive, try to cut her. Oh, Elena, you got to get there. You got to get there. That's a steal if you get there. That's not good rotation on defense. Nice job by Taylor Kine breaking the defense down. Oh, no, that's not a good pass, Taylor. Keep going. Keep going. You have the defense broken down. Gorsuch brings it into the front court, gives it to Chenoweth. Chenoweth over to, Chenoweth. The ball was going to Chenoweth. It was from Horwittle. Meg going to go in. Gorsuch, she does a good job of making that a tough layup opportunity for Megan Hughes. So Meg go to the free throw line with an opportunity to extend the lead. Taylor getting her ear bent currently by Coach Bunner about that last turnover, but she knows she'll get it. Come on, Meg, get this one. Up to 26 people watching. Oh, come on, Meg. Macy Willis with a keep it alive. Nope, that should be over the back, but they're not calling that either way. They're not calling it either way. Coach Coleman's going to call a timeout here, and he's going to call a 30, so I'm not going to go anywhere. But what I will do is, if you've been doing this lately, if you're an Illini Central person and you look at my camera upside down, pain, as the kids would say. What I was going to say was, I don't know what's causing this upside down camera thing. Too much work. So what I was going to say is, if you're an Illini Central person watching today, make sure you subscribe to the Illini Central Sports Network. That way you'll know what games, when they come on. It'll pop up on your phone. It'll pop up on your computer. That's how I know when the game's coming on. Hit a like if it's worth it. The notifications thing is nice, like I said, because it lets you know when a game's coming on. So, sorry about the upside-down camera. I told you there's going to be some mistakes. So, South Fulton with the ball. Illini Central trying to play defense without fouling. That's a nice pass, and there's a foul. I can't believe that didn't get called. That should have absolutely been a foul. And then Parker gets called for a foul. That should have been a foul on the shot. By far, it definitely should have been a foul on the shot attempt, but wasn't. Not quite sure. You never know, kids, when you're watching these games. You never know what's going to get called. Gorsuch plays. No, it's not Gorsuch. That's Miller over there. Taylor Kine with it. She's being guarded by Gorsuch. Her dad could guard you. That was one of the really good teams I coached too. Snyder for 3. That's good. Her dad, John, he'd guard you. Horwittle kicks it to Chenoweth. Chenoweth gives it back to Miller. Don't reach Taylor. Set up a set play. Coach Coleman is running Miller to the corner. Addie Wilcoxon reads it, knocks it out of bounds. Got to be careful going for that. It's been one of those games where you're not really sure what they're going to call, so you got to be careful going for those in that situation. So Miller's got it. That last set play was ran for her to get to the corner. Now she gives it to Gorsuch on the right side. Here comes a ball screen by Horwittle. Again, watch. We got to move our feet. Good grief. How does that roll out? It should have been a jump ball. Parker kind of shot it, so I think that's why they called it out on her. It's funny, we're watching again. I was doing the game the other night, and there were some people mad that they didn't call jump ball initially. And I mentioned on there, if you go to enough girls' games, especially middle school girls' games, they call jump ball instantaneously without giving them. I know they don't want anybody to rip it out of somebody's hands and whatever, but I'm going to set that high ball screen, but we got to make sure that we don't move on it. Taylor misses that. Meg goes and rebounds. They're going to call that on Meg. That'll be 22. Like I said, that's Meg's first. Again, just not sure. That's why you got to be careful when you just go running in there trying to rebound. I know he wants them to go rebound, but so South Fulton going to bring it up. Illini Central back to the three-quarter court 1-2-2. Across to Horwittle. She brings it across the half-court line. Looks, reach in. Nope, that's what I mean. Don't call jump ball there. Let him play a little bit. Rebound down. Two of us fought for it. And Horwittle goes, or Chenoweth goes up, misses it. Willis comes out. Morrow comes in. Throw it up to Parker. It's too high. Gorsuch tracks it down. Gives it off to Miller on the right. 2 minutes to go. That's a jump that will be South Fulton's ball. I really don't like and I don't think Coach Bunner, stop reaching. You get the steal from the tipped pass, not from grabbing the ball. I used to tell these girls that in the middle school. That's a block by Liv, and they're going to talk about it because it was off of South Fulton. But the official that called it, he's going to be whether he can talk him out of it or not. Just call it. Yep, they're going to give it. They're going to give it to Illini Central. That was the right call. Liv got the block. They grabbed it. Just kind of slipped through her hands. I'm not saying that because I'm from Illini Central. Like I said, I'm actually from Table Grove, so I'm rooting for Illini Central, but I'm from home. I'm not trying to be as impartial as I can be. So Megan Hughes, she is going to go to the free throw line. That was on Parker, and unfortunately for her, that's going to – no, they didn't call. Yeah, they called on Parker. That's going to be her third. That's the frustrating thing for them is that changes a little bit of how things play, and that means number 32, Kylan Mitchell, comes in. Megan Hughes rolls out, rebound down to Mitchell, who just checked in. Over here to Horwittle, back over to Miller. Liv trying to get the steal, gets it, gives it to Taylor. Kine, who tries to get it ahead to Meg. Addie Wilcoxon's going to take it out. I like the fact that Coach Coleman, there's been a couple calls that haven't gone their way. He's just coaching the game. That's what you got to do. You help people get better by just coaching the game. I know I try to catch myself sometimes when you're trying to get caught up in other things that's not helping your team be better. Lena gets in the lane, goes up. They call a foul on Gorsuch. That will be her third as well. So we'll have another sub come in. That looks like, I can't see from my monitors in the way. Snyder's going to go to the free throw line with a chance to get us to 20. She makes the first. And out goes Gorsuch. In comes number 20. That is Elena Dutton, who's already seen the floor today as well. Snyder for the next free throw is good. And Illini Central is up 20-4 with coming up on a minute to go in the first half. Play defense without fouling here, because the next foul we get will put South Fulton on the foul line. Just under a minute to go. Horwood with it, the left-handed dribble, skips it across to Miller, who's going to shoot a three, and it's good. Illini Central got to finish the half here. That's a good start to it for South Fulton. They want to get a stop here. They kind of take off the full court press, just trying to slow them down. Kick out to Liv. Liv for three. It's long. Rebound down to Meg. Meg with it. Gives off to Elena. 25 seconds to go in the half. Addie Wilcox is going to go all the way to the rim and finish. And with about 15 seconds to go, now we really don't want to foul. Nobody foul, because number one, they'll shoot free throws if we do. Number two, we've got three people that have two of them out there. Don't foul. Do not foul. Do not foul. Do not foul. And Liv probably could have got called for a foul, but she doesn't. And as we go to the half, it is Illini Central Greenview up 22-7. I will cut away for halftime, and I will be back in just about 7 minutes. So glad to have you with me, and look forward to bringing the second half to you. Well, welcome back. So, Illini Central Greenview leads 22-7 here at the half. My keys to the game, I would say, we've done a pretty good job of being aggressive, attacking, and anticipating on defense. Rebounding, we kind of got out rebounded a couple little stretches there where we've given up a couple that we really probably shouldn't have given up. And then seem to be having fun. I don't know as much. Known these girls since they were in the sixth and seventh grade. They seem to be having as much fun as they can have when they take it way too seriously and don't just relax and play a little bit. Both teams come back out to the court at the same time. I would assume everybody comes back with. Both teams will come back with their starters. Like I said, South Fulton's got a great crowd. They've got a lot more girls than we do. In terms of, they got enough for a JV team, and we don't. So as we head into the second half, it'll be interesting to see how things go. I mean, Illini Central Green, the Lady Cougars, they really just need to try to do the best they can to, when you're up by what we're up by, you just got to keep playing, play defense, take care of the basketball, and you should be in a good position. It'll be our ball to start the second half. I was going to say the winner of this game will go on to they'll take on Liberty, the 4th seed. That'll be Monday night at 7:30. I don't know anything about Liberty. I guess I can go to Max Preps here during a dead ball maybe and try to see if I can find anything out about them. So here we go. As the second half starts, South Fulton is back to their starting lineup, even though they've got a couple people with 3. Illini Central's back to their starting lineup. That's good defense by Miller. She's going to get a steal, an opportunity to go make a layup. Illini Central does a good job of just getting out of the way and letting her make that. So now they're going to see what they're going to do. They're just going to pick up man now, it looks like. That's what they're going to do is pick up man. We'll see how that affects Illini Central. Taylor Kine for 3, and it's good. It's a good shot by Taylor to step into that three-pointer. They decided they were going to go full court man instead of the 1-2-2 that they were kind of playing. Addie Wilcoxon with a chance to steal it. Doesn't get it. Miller's going to bring it across half court. Illini Central I said that they have 3 fouls, 3 people with 3 fouls. We now have 1 person with 3 fouls. So Parker's going to go to the free throw line with an opportunity to get South Fulton to double digits. I think we got confused on who was on which side, and that won't help. So Parker misses the first one off the back of the rim. So Addie Wilcoxon has 3. Emma Gorsuch has 3 for South Fulton, and Presley Parker has 3 for South Fulton. That's a good job by Liv on that rebound to rip that thing out of there instead of letting them get an opportunity to grab it. Lena Snyder with it, gives it off to Addie Wilcoxon. Addie's going to drive, try to get into the lane, loses her balance. Ooh, they're going to call out a foul. I don't know if it's because she was falling down that they call that, but I don't know. That's tough because that's her 4th. How old is she? Gorsuch is just a sophomore. So she's got a lot of basketball left. This is Horwittle with it, bringing it up. Kicks it back to Chenoweth for a 3 off the rim. Liv tips it. That's going to be their basketball, South Fulton's ball. Coach Bunner upset because we're tipping the basketball. Number 15 is going to check in, Ella Dutton. She checks in for Gorsuch, like I said, a sophomore. If she's anything like Dad, she's frustrated that she's having to come out. Because now she's going to sit for a while. But you're also, with the way the score is, Coach Coleman's got to kind of make the decision. This is it. Nice cut by Chenoweth, goes up. Call a foul there, but I didn't think it was. But Megan Hughes kicks to Addie Wilcoxon over to Lena Snyder. Lena brings it to the top, up to Taylor Kine. Taylor's got to look to shoot. Gosh, wide open. Bring that out, good. Taylor Kine shoot the ball. Taylor short, rebound down, and they're going to call that off of South Fulton. It will be Illini Central basketball. Addie drives, kicks to Elena Snyder, who hits the three. Over to Chenoweth, back to Miller. Elena Snyder gets the steal. She's going to have a chance to go in. Probably should have dumped that off, but she finishes it. Illini Central needs to just play without fouling. The score is 30-9. Just play without fouling here. Throws it ahead to Parker, who travels as she got ready to give it back to her teammate Chenoweth. Let's see, how old, I don't, the age is Parker. She's she's a sophomore too, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Elena Snyder again for three. It's long, rebound down to Horwittle. She tips it to Chenoweth, and they'll bring it the other direction. That's Miller up to Dutton. Dutton throws it across to Chenoweth, who drives. That's a foul probably on Liv. Now Coach Coleman's upset, and I understand that. That's, like I said, I thought that was a foul. If you're going to call that at the other end, you've got to call it down here. Chenoweth with a three. (30-12) in favor of Illini Central. Snyder with it, drives, pulls it back out, gives it off to Will Coxon, who drives, almost loses it. See, that's what's funny is you just never know, kids. You just never know. Coach Bunner frustrated that we're not running offense. Addie gets called for travel. So, with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Illini Central calls a timeout because we're a little bit discombobulated with what we're doing. So, here we go. It will be South Fulton basketball on the far side of the court. Illini Central stays 1-2-2. It's into Chenoweth. Chenoweth back to Miller. Miller's going to throw it to Dutton, who Taylor tried to steal it from behind. Wasn't able to get to it. Over to Chenoweth, who just hit a three last trip. Miller got tripped going through there. She's going to shoot a three. Liv closes out. It's long. Rebound down to... She's going to call that on Addie, and that's going to be Addie's fourth, so she'll have to come out. So that's Addie's third, sorry. Out to Dutton. Dutton over to Parker. Parker back to Dutton, who shoots a three. It rattles out. Addie's going to pull the rebound down. Addie's going to take it herself. Elena Snyder for three. And that's good. Liv almost gets it. Dutton tracks it down. He's going to call out a foul on. Is he calling that on? I wasn't sure. I didn't. That's on Addie. That's four. So now Addie's going to go to the bench. She'll be there like Gorsuch for a while now. Liv almost gets it, doesn't. Horwittle goes up and one. That's going to count. And the foul trouble is going to start mounting for Illini Central. Well, actually, if that's on Liv, that'll just be number two. So never mind. So Horwittle with an opportunity for a three-pointer the old-fashioned way. She misses it. Rebound down to Macy Willis. And Taylor Kine brings it the other direction. Macy wasn't looking for that pass. There's Liv for three, and it's good. Chenoweth with it, back to Miller, back to Chenoweth. This one's over to Horwittle, who tries to get it down to Dutton. It's the right decision. This probably wasn't the best pass. So Illini Central brings it back on the offensive end with 3:30 to go here in the third quarter, leading 36-14. Macy Willis with it over to Olivia Morrow. She's going to shoot another three. She's going to make another three. Illini Central shooting the ball pretty well right now. Tipped pass by Morrow. Parker made the right decision to not go after it. Taylor Kine leading the Cougars right now with 16. For us to be playing this well up by this much with Megan only having hit 1-3, that's saying something. That hasn't happened very often this year. Olivia does a good job of closing out on that one and blocks Miller's shot on the baseline. South Fulton just has one senior like we do going for the basketball. It's going to be a jump ball. It'll be South Fulton's ball. So like I said, both of us with only one senior. Horwittle, the lone senior for the Lady Rebels. Taylor Kine's our only senior. There's three by Chenoweth. It's long. Rebound down to Miller. Really surprised that wasn't a foul either. I don't know why, but rebound down to Horwittle. She's going to go the other direction. Macy Willis. Rebound down to Horwittle again. Rebound tipped out by Liv. That's to Miller. Misses. Rebound down to Megan Hughes. Meg's going to give it to Taylor Kine. We'll go the other direction. Just coming up on 2 minutes to go. Elena Snyder for another three. It's long. Foul on Elena Snyder. That will put Parker on the free throw line, right? Am I right? Yeah, Parker is going to shoot a free throw. Move, right? Am I right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Parker will go to the free throw line. It's the 15th foul in the quarter, so she will go shoot 2 free throws. Taylor Farrago checks in for, was that Elena Snyder? No. Yeah, Elena, because that's her 4th foul. Parker misses the free throw. Number 33 checks in. That's Lily Lehman. What am I doing? Lehman. Seriously, I went to school there. She pushes her way in there. Liv, they fight for the rebound. Liv gets it, gives it back to Taylor. Yeah, they've got one senior, a handful of juniors, well, 2 juniors, so they're 3 juniors. They're young, just like we are, although Dutton really is aggressive up top, pressuring the ball, about a 5-second call. Steal there by Miller, gonna go the other direction. She's gonna go in and finish. Ooh, just rolls out. There's Lehman off. Rebound down to Parker. She's going to go up and draw a foul, and she'll go to the free throw line. With 1 minute and 29 seconds to go in the third quarter, Parker's been to the line. I think maybe this will be the 5th and 6th one, I think. Maybe 8. I don't remember. It's long on that one. Hits the back of the rim. Once again, the sheer quietness of the gymnasium makes everything. Parker hits the second. make so you can hear everything. So 39-15 in favor of Illini Central. Ball to Macy Willis. Macy will drive and give it to Liv. Liv will bring it this way. Meg needs to cut. Taylor will come up. Need to just be patient. We're not stalling. It might look like it, but we're trying to be patient and get a good shot as opposed to just taking the first shot. When you're up by, when you have a lead like this, last thing you need to do is just throw the ball. Dutton does a good job at trying to, she's been aggressive on defense. Let's see, how old is Dutton? Number 5 checks in. That's Carlock, if I remember correctly. Dutton, yeah, she's a freshman. Sorry, got the camera at the wrong side. Taylor's going to have to track that down, but she can't. So Coach Bunner, I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to run the camera. I don't know whether he called the timeout before the ball got thrown away or not. I think it was when he realized we were going to throw a bad pass that he called the timeout. But South Fulton fans maybe not in agreement with that necessarily. So 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Illini Central up 39-15. Yeah, I mentioned Liberty, didn't I? I mentioned Liberty. Let's see. Could I find, did South Fulton play Liberty? Yeah, they did. Let's see if I can track down kind of where Liberty's at. Liberty's 12-16 on the season. From the program, they look like they're really young. The program we get sent for hosting the regional. Let's see, common opponents. Obviously, South Fulton's one of them. They've played Athens, who's in our conference. So I'm not really sure. Illini Central is just going to take their time. They're not going to, they don't want to do anything silly, partly because we do have a starter out of there. Taylor Kine drives in, makes a layup. Under 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. That ball is caught by Carlock, steps across half court, gives it back to Dutton with 10 to go. Going to the corner. There's a shot by Carlock for 3, just off the front of the rim. And we go to the fourth quarter with Illini Central leading 41-15. What I was saying was, let's see, Liberty, not a whole lot of common opponents in the recent future, or recent past, that is. So the other game going on, and I don't know if I can find anything on Twitter or not that would let me know how things are going other places. Lewistown and North Fulton are playing. I know that. That's the other game that will feed into our regional here. There's not a lot out there. Anyway, that's the other game, and then whoever is able to pull off, a victory in that game, they will play Illini Bluffs, who is the #1 seed. So, Illini Central will start with the basketball. Taylor Farrago stays in. Elena Snyder's out. Let's see if Gorsuch came back in. She did not. So we'll see how things go from here. Taylor, like I said, I like Dutton's aggressiveness up top on defense. Got some quick hands. Here's Liv for 3. It's good. Illini Central stays in that three-quarter court 1-2-2. You think, well, why are they doing that? Well, this is what we do. I mean, they just broke it easily. It's not, if you take your time. Nice pass by Dutton. That's Chenoweth for another three. She's already hit a couple, I think. Is that right? Yeah, she's hit one. Dutton gets that rebound. She tries to skip it across the Lehman. It's too high, and the ball goes out of bounds. And checking back into the game is, let's see, they brought in, who did they bring in? Sorry, on the camera. They brought in number 4. Number 4 is Chloe Sutton. Illini Central turns it over. Coach Bunner not happy about it. Not happy about that whatsoever. Dutton with it. Illini Central again, if you're watching the game wondering why we're doing what we're doing, that's kind of what we do. Sorry with the camera there. There's a pass trying to go back to Horwittle, but she can't get it. So with 6:36 to go in the game, Illini Central will have the ball back. Addie Wilcoxon's checked back in. Like I said, she's playing with 4 fouls. Elena Snyder, she's still out. I wonder if he will leave her out, having been ill in the last few games. Let's see. So Illini Central is going to really take their time. There's no point in like trying to just be silly about. They want to work on things they need to work on. Yeah, Dutton has a bright future playing defense for Coach Coleman. He has to like that. Gonna try to run a high screen and roll. There's Meg for 3, long. Rebound down to Horwittle. She's gonna go the other direction. She's on the break with 2 people in front of her. She goes up, and they call a foul, and she will shoot 2 free throws. Horwittle has the first one rim off. Parker checks out. And Horwittle hits the second. Let's see who else is checked into the game. Looks like Young. Is it Young, I think? Yeah. Liv hits another 3. Into Young, who gets called for a travel. Janesha, I think. Janesha. Elena Snyder's getting checked back in. And she will get Taylor Kine. Like I said, our lone senior here. So with the score now at 30, the clock will run. So try to run the horn set. Addie dribbles it back out. Now just keep bringing it back out. Over to Elena Snyder, who doesn't take the 3, gives it back to Addie, and it goes across half court as we turn it over. Let's see, that is number 20. Is that the first time she's, nope, that's Elena Dutton. That's going to be a foul on Illini Central. Up to Miller, sorry, for 3. Shot thrown up there by number 4. That is Sutton again. And will be off of Illini Central. It will be South Fulton basketball. Over to nice pass by Chenoweth. Nice pass, not Chenoweth, sorry, Horwittle. Nice pass by Horwittle. Beautiful bounce pass in the lane to Young, who will go to the free throw line for 2. That's going to roll in. Nice shooter's touch on that one. Number 1 checking into the game. That's Emerson Fawcett. Rebound down to Elena Snyder. Ball goes out of bounds off of South Fulton. Taylor Farrago goes into the game. She'll come into the game for Elena Snyder. Morgan Dieters is going to check in for, she's going to get Megan Hughes. Morgan taking it out. I don't think that's something Morgan usually does. Let's just play, why don't we? The ball hit the net. Let's just play. What do you say we play? Maddie Powell's going to check into the game. What do you say we just play? How about we just go ahead and play? I don't think it really matters whether it hit the back of the backboard or the net. Let's go. I know rules is rules, but not. So let's see. Olivia Morrow will come out. Olivia with 12. Shot the ball really well today. Taylor Farrago with it over to Maddie Powell. Maddie Powell going to throw it to Taylor Kine. Stolen by Hannah Horwittle. Hannah Horwittle goes in and shoots it, and it rims out. Rebound down to Taylor Kine. Taylor, just slow down a little bit. We don't want anybody getting hurt. Just run good offense. Let's not get in a big hurry. So we're going to try to run. You got to not set that moving screen. Taylor Farrago with it. She's going to give it back to Taylor Kine. We're trying to run a set play here. Rolling Morgan Dieters. Nice defense by Horwittle. Nice hands by Dutton. Twin sisters. Screen by Dieters. I'll roll to the basket, Morgan. There's Willis. Horwittle trying to get that basketball. Coach Coleman getting an opportunity to take Hannah Horwittle out of the game. Like I said, as she's a senior, it's tough. You put everything into it. I know, you put all that you put into basketball for middle school and high school, and when your season and career comes to an end, it's tough. And having been a coach for a long time and got to hug a lot of kids after games. I do know she's a softball player, so she's going to get excited. She's probably going to start softball tomorrow. So one season comes to an end when you're a high school kid, and the next one begins. And that's why it's great to be a kid and get to participate and play. It's why you always try to teach them to never take it for granted, because eventually you'll be an adult and you won't get to do that. So I'm going to call travel there on number 20, Dutton. And the clock is going to run out. And Illini Central will advance to face Liberty. They will face Liberty on Monday at 7 p.m. here in the Cougar Den. After a 47-17 victory here in Mason City. Girls did a good job today of executing what they wanted to do, came in and kind of just played the way they played, shot the ball pretty well, which was positive. That gives, we the things that we do well. Shooting the three is definitely one of them, and we definitely shot the ball well. Wait a minute. Wait, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. So when we shoot the three like that, we're kind of tough to beat at times, and defense wasn't too bad. So not too many mistakes, I hope, during the broadcast. Looks like there was 33 people at one point watching, so I'm glad you listened. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Congratulations to the South Fulton kids. Really young, like I said, the future's bright. They've got a lot of kids coming up, and congratulations to Hannah Horwittle on a good career, and wishing her well in softball. I know her dad. I'm pretty sure her dad coaches, I think. So anyway, it's fun to broadcast. We'll be back on Monday night. Take care. Be safe. I don't know if the weather's going to get sideways tonight or not, but if it does, make sure you take care and be safe. As I always say whenever I end these broadcasts, don't forget, life is good. We'll see you.